Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. We're in the final hour of the trading day, and in particular, the last few minutes of the day are my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. I say this because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions, they come in, they are dealing with a lot of size, most money, very smart people. They take control away from the day traders and the algorithms that control the price during the day, like myself, right? I consider what I'm doing just noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take over. That's why you often see the price of the market move dramatically one way or the other in the last hour, because the large financial institutions are taking control and they're dealing with so much money that they can move the market. And so I consider what they are doing at the end of the day a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I hope this channel is helping you understand good trading principles, good investing principles. So currently the Dow is up 28 points. It's up 0.09%. The NASDAQ is up 78 points, up 0.60%. And the S&P is up 13.92, up 0.37%. So interesting day today. I've had actually quite a good day. Not so much with my swing trades, but I had an excellent day trading day for a variety of reasons, and I will share those trades with you in a minute. So here's the plan. First of all, we're going to go through we're going to run the US legal disclaimer. I'm going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current swing trade positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. And then, like I just mentioned, I had a bunch of day trades today that I'm going to share with you as well. After that, we are going to go over to the board and we're going to take a look at your positions. I see a lot of green over there today, so that's excellent. So that will be fun to go over and take a look and see how you're doing. After that, we're going to switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology, my favorite part of the podcast, because it's the most important to me and it should be the most important to you, talking about the psychology of trading, talking about how important it is and why it is the number one skill that you need to develop. Being able to trade charts, support, resistance, entries, exits, all that kind of stuff is important. But the most important part for you to learn that is so that you can put together a trading plan. But following your trading plan, that's the tough part. And some people have no problems with it. Other people struggle with it. And I would say more people struggle with it than don't. So that is why I like to touch on it every day. Hopefully by repeating it every day in different ways, one day you'll have that aha moment and it will really kick in. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal scanners. I did find some potential end of day trades that look fairly good. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a trade. First requirement, I have to have a confluence or combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio on a trade. I can have a really good setup, but it may be a little chasey. It may be a little extended, and I may have to pass on it because it doesn't offer me a good risk to reward ratio. 2 to 1 is what I'm looking for minimum. 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, better, right? But if I'm willing to risk $100, I need to be able to make at least 200 to the upside. And then number 3, I always keep in mind how many positions I have, how much account heat I have, how correlated my positions are when it comes to taking new positions. I have to put it in context compared with what I already have. All right, and so I'll towards the end of the day, I'll go through the potential candidates, try to narrow it down, try to find just the very, very best trade of the day. And if I find one, I'll go ahead and buy it right before the close of the market. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you want me to take a look at any positions before the market closes, I'm happy to do, or positions, any stock symbols before the market closes, I'm happy to do that. Put an emoji next to the symbol so that I know it's time sensitive, and I'll do my best to get to it before the close. And then as always, if you could please wait to update me on any new trades you have, any entries, any exits, if you could wait till after the market closes so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those all taken care of. All right, so that is the plan for today. So I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer. If you could hang tight for about 40 seconds, I'll be back. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's see who is here today. Check my microphone. Yes. Oops, that wasn't good. There we go. Okay, Lova74, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Thank you for the results of your scanner today and everything that you do to help out with this podcast. I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else does. Steve Burns is here. Hello, Steve. Good to see you, my friend. Just is the same with Kamal. Thank you for everything that you do for this podcast, Steve. It's invaluable. It's an honor to have you here as always, and I hope you, Holly, and the dogs are all doing well. Steve says, hello, Gregorian traders. Hello. Good to see you, bud. Steve's having a good day today. We're going to go over his trades in a bit. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and everyone. Hello, Dan. Nice to see you as always. Ramble. Ron, good to see you, Ramble. Good exit on AMD. I took you off of there. I saw your message. Nice exit. Johan is here. Johan's having a good day. I can tell you that. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a nice evening in Hong Kong. Johnson is here. Hello, Johnson. Hi, Greg. Hello, everyone. Hello, Johnson. Steve says, Facebook bounced near the 200-day moving average today. Oh, good. Actually, I didn't catch that one. Let me put that on my list of things to look at because that is a good deep buy situation with Facebook. As a matter of fact, let me just do it right now so I don't forget. Okay. Thank you for that, Steve. That might be a good setup for sure. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Hey, bud. Good to see you, Gary. David is here. Hello. Hi, Gregorians. Hello, Dave. Good to see you, buddy. Frank is here. Hello, Frank. Good to see you too, my friend. Hello, Greg and group. The Can Man Can since 1990. IMRA lemons. Well, let's take a look at the lemon then. Yeah, it's a little lemony for sure. Hanging out near the 30 RSI, which, you know, is something, but that's about all I see. I don't see much other than a potential under 30, over 30. Let's look over on the weekly. Yeah, up against last week's big bar. It's going to be tough to come back. I mean, sometimes they do. Actually, lately more often than not, but yeah, I don't see anything too excited there, but thanks, the Can Man Can since 1990. Thanks for coming by. Tracy is here. Good to see you, Trace. Hope you're doing well. Hope Paxton's doing well. Give him my best. Morgs is here. Hey, Morgs, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. So, all right. Like I said, interesting day for me day trading today. One of my best, actually. One of my best ever in a couple different ways. In some ways, great because I had some good profitable positions. But, you know, I had a short on Alibaba, and a lot of times when I get in the money, you've seen me do this on day trades a lot. I'll get in the money, I'll phase out of a little bit, but once it comes back to entry, I'll just pull the plug on the balance and just get out of break even. And that's what I did today, thankfully, on Alibaba. And I'll kind of show you what I saw in the charts, why I decided to do that. But sometimes the best trades you make are not the ones that you make money on, but the ones that you avoid losing money on. So I'll show you that in a minute. So, all right. So let's get started. SPY. Well, nothing to write home about on the SPY trade. However, positive, I think. Let's see. Oh, man. Now I'm going to have to do this because they're so close together. Oh, come on, Greg. Oh, no. It was negative. I got in at 378.77 on the overnight trade, and I got out at 378.65. So I lost 12 cents on the overnight SPY trade. So that's how it goes. And then it took off after that. But of course, as always, I will be buying that again today at the close. All right. USO. USO has been a really great trade. I bought it down here at 30.97. It's 35.83. Currently, it is in the money 13.54%. I bought this on the monthly bar. This is a long, anytime you take a trade on the monthly, it's a long one. And I bought it here at the end of November. In October, we went under 30, over 30, under the negative third Keltner channel, over the negative third Keltner channel, and a V2. So bought it at 30.97. I have not hit any trailing stop levels, if you can believe that, because the monthly bars, they're so far above. As a matter of fact, my first profit target, if you can believe this, my first profit target is 25% above my entry, which is insane. But nonetheless, up over 13% on this trade. Very, very happy for that. But it is down just a little bit today. UAL. Okay. This is another reason that today was such a good day trading day. So I did buy UAL yesterday with YAS. Higher low V2. I entered at 44.11. I only bought a half a position because it seemed a little chasey to me, right? I wanted to see if I could get a little lower price to enter my entire position. So as I was going through the charts today, and remember, I only bought a half at 44.11. Then I was looking for a lower entry intraday to get into my other half. And this is where I bought it on the 5-minute. I bought it at 43.63. There was a nice false breakout to the downside. There was a nice strong V2. And notice the volume here that happened when the V2. So that's when I entered my second half. And you can see it's been a really nice trade. Although when it was up here, every bone in my body wanted to sell that second half. But I was like, no, that was just the entry. Now you're morphing into a full regular position. And so anyway, it is up regardless, up 44.37. It's up 0.66% today, but I was just thrilled that I entered my second half here at 46.63. So makes it a nice overall, more profitable trade, and definitely still profitable for Yas because he bought it at 44.11. Alibaba. Okay, this was what I was talking about. So I shorted Alibaba 2 weeks ago. The prior week, we had a big down bar on a lot of volume. Next week, we came up, we rejected the 50, the 50 SMA on the weekly. We rejected the 50% Fibonacci level here. It came up, rejected it. So I went short at 231.76. The next week I did hit a profit target at 226.39. So I took off a percentage of my shares at a profitable price. My end of week stop was a close over the 50-week moving average. However, earlier this week, the red line is where I shorted. As it started to get back near break even, I was looking on the intra bar today, and I'll tell you what made me decide. And then okay, so here was my entry at my short entry at 231.76. Intraday, I said, okay, maybe I'll get out if it closes back above my, I'll get out for a scratch trade. But then I saw this huge bar on this huge volume. And I was like, that is a little concerning. And then it came back, tested the 200-day. But because I saw this big bar and it was so big on such high volume, here I got out at break even on my short at 231.76. And so it was still a profitable trade because I took a partial profit at that first profit target. But then look at this. It went roaring up. I've never been so glad to get out at break even in my life. And so I am done with this trade. And it was profitable because I hit one profit target. So I am out of Alibaba, and I'm kind of glad because that's been kind of a stressful trade. Okay. TLT. Nice, beautiful trade in TLT. I felt so good about it until you'll see what I mean. Okay. We had this nice pullback to value, lots of sideways motion, lots and lots and lots of sideways motion. Then we got a higher low V1 here at 151.91. I was like, good risk to reward ratio. I like it. A few bars later, it went up nicely. I sold part at 152.03. Well, I'll just go through. I sold the rest at 152.17, 152.21, 152.24, and 152.27. So that was a beautiful trade. I got out of the trade. It went back down. I was like, oh, I nailed it. And then look at this. Holy smokes. There's really no reason that I would have held because honestly, we got up to the 70 RSI. Really why I got out was this is a big expansion bar. Here we lost the 70 RSI. Then we had to close below the previous day's low. So I traded that completely correctly. But where this thing came from, I have no idea. But regardless, still a really good trade. I have not traded bonds for a long time. As a matter of fact, fun fact, when I started trading bonds. I trade bond futures, which open up an hour earlier than regular stock futures. So anyway, it was kind of a blast from the past. I have not traded bonds very often, but that was a great intraday trade. All right, Apple. Of course, I can never go a day without trading Apple intraday. Here we go. We had a pullback to value, sideways motion. We washed out this previous low. We triggered a V1 barely. I got in at 130.64. A few bars later, we had a big strong up move. I took half of my profits here. I took another half on this next big up move and rejection of the 1 ATR channel, and then a close below the previous day's low. So I got in at 130.64, out at 131.03, out at 131.07, and 132.23. Okay, now let me circle back to Apple on the regular bar because we have Frank and we have Jatin in Apple on the swing trades. Frank's in from 111. It's 130.02. Jatin is in from 123. And again, it's 130.02. So they're both nicely up on the trade. So congratulations, gentlemen. And then, oh, that's right. I had one more day trade on VIX, but this one was, well, no, this one was positive. Here we go. Under 30, over 30, and a V1. I got in at 1643. A few bars later, we had a kind of big up move reversal. I got out of half at 1646. Kind of moved sideways. Then, just like the Alibaba trade, it came back to my entry. I got out right here at my entry point. Then, as soon as I got out, it did this. I was like, what? And then it did this. I'm like, okay, that's better. I don't know what happened during this bar, but it was nuts. But anyway, so that was a positive trade. 3 cents on the trade. It's not a big deal, but again, as with Alibaba, getting me out at the break even, I got rid I didn't have to deal with any of that. So great day trading. Okay, Gary has the VIX on a swing trade. He bought a full position at 1723. He got out of half on this big move up, profitable half. He got on half. He got out of another half of a half here. And then he has a quarter left. So on the quarter, he is down, but on the 3 quarters, I'm sure he's definitely still up on this trade. But the VIX is down 1.67% today. Okay. Steve says, congratulations on your day trades, Greg. Very nice defense and offense. Yeah, it was good. It worked out well. And the one thing that put me over the edge on the Alibaba trade was seeing that big intraday, huge move up on that volume. So I didn't get out on that bar, but I said, if it now does get back to break even, I will. So again, sometimes it's not the trades that you make money on. It's the trades that you make a decision where you don't lose money. And, once you get in the profit, a certain amount on a trade, I just don't like to let a profitable trade turn back around and become negative. It's like music. They always say it, depends on what notes you play. In music, I played guitar for a long time and my teachers would always say, sometimes the best music, not about the notes you play, but about the notes you don't play. So anyway, there you go. Ramble. Good job on getting out of AMD when you did. That's for sure. Clean energy. Yeah, it's up nicely today, but we're above the 70 RSI. We're near the third ATR channel. Ron, I just don't chase up here. It doesn't mean it can't go up higher. Probably will, right? But these are just outside of the parameters of where I can buy. Ava is here. Hello, Ava. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are having a nice day. All right, let's go over to your trades now. Kamal, look at this, everybody. Here's a Kamal special, a very small risk with a huge reward. Kamal bought this earlier in the day, intraday at 789.83. Sent me the message, and look at it now. It is up 2.63% on a day trade. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Kamal. Fantastic. Kamal has been in the zone lately. Eli Lilly. All right. So Gary had a beautiful trade here. Return to value. False breakout to the downside. V1 bought this at 166.14. Next day didn't do much. Had a huge move up. He sold half on this day. Yesterday it wasn't looking too good. Still very profitable, obviously, but gave back a lot. And I was surprised to see it up again today, up 3.72%. So Gary's doing very well on the half that he sold, and he's doing very well on the half that he still has. So congratulations, Gary. That is, we'll roughly eyeball it here at, over 10% on the trade. Fantastic. Excellent. Gary has had some excellent trades lately, I must say. Tesla. Jatin bought Tesla at 639.90. It is up at 854.40. It's up about 0.5% today. Jatin is up almost 25%. Let's just call it 25%. What a trade. Q's up a couple bucks today. And Frank bought the Q's back here, I think here, at 284.60. It's at 316.30. Nicely up on the trade, and it's up on the day as well. So congratulations, Frank. Okay, speaking of Frank bought Snap at 51.83. Took off like a rocket ship, went up higher today, and now Frank is right back to his entry point. This is similar to the trades I was telling you about on Alibaba in VIX today, right? When it goes up a certain amount like this, I don't like letting a nice gain turn into a loss. So obviously I'm not telling Frank what to do, but I'm just pointing out here, if I was in this particular type of trade, me personally, just my personality, I would probably call it a scratch trade. Kind of like on Love the other day, Southwest Airlines, I did the exact same thing. Went up, was profitable, came back down to break even, and I got out. But it continued to go up, but that's okay. It's all right. Ulta. All right, Johnson got into Ulta at 277.95, has moved up nicely, nicely in the money, down just a little bit today, 22 cents. And Johnson got out a half as well. So believe he still has a half a position. So very nice. SDC. Oh, Pat had a really nice trade here. Bounce off the 50 V2, 1164, 3 days, moved up nicely. Pat, if you're out there listening, I drew the little orange line for you because it did get to trailing stop mode point, right? So, you know, if I was trading this trade, if it did come back to break even at this point, I would just call it even. But I'm sure Pat has probably been scaling out of some. She probably got a profit target up here at the top as well. But she's still nicely up on the trade, but just down on the day today. AMC. Oh, Bob. Bob is in at AMC at 210. It's currently 220. It is down 3.49% today, but he is still up. He is still in the money. So congratulations, Bob. Fastly, having a nice day. Johnson and Johan bought at 86.80. It's 90.41, up 0.88%. So up on the day, up on the trade. FSLR. Yes, had a beautiful entry on FSLR at 90.98. It's 104.40, up 0.08% today, and nicely, beautifully up on the trade. PTON. Yes, with another great trade at, oh, I think we went back further than this. Yeah. 115.97. It's currently 165.82. It's up 6.25% today. So Yas is up on this trade right close to 30%. Unbelievable. Congratulations. AMD. Okay. Ramble got in now. I'm lost. I think Ramble got in at 91.05. Gary got in at 95.10. Moved up nicely. We had a big reversal bar yesterday. Ron got out. I believe Steve Burns also got out. But I'm glad to see Gary got out of a third of his position. And that was with the 520 crossover. So glad. Not happy for Gary that he still has 2/3, but I'm glad that he got out of a third to minimize the loss, and that's why I like to scale on the way up. SPCE, hey, look at this, everybody. SPCE Virgin Galactic had a nice 520 crossover yesterday for Steve at 26.63. I was tempted to take this trade as well, but I decided not to chase, but it did not matter. Steve is up a nicely one-day trade, up 2.7%. Very nice, Steve. Congratulations. Really good. ALGN. All right. This is Jatson, I believe. Yep. Jatson bought this back in November, 441. He got out half at 521.90, another half at 550. It's about 549.08, down a little bit today, but great trade, Jatson. Fantastic. TTCF. Johan got into TTCF at 24.78. It's 25.78 roughly, up $1, up 1.26%. Nice start to the trade, Johan. Love is what I was just talking about. Gary is at a half. Johan and Yasir got in at 46.71. And this was what I was talking about. I was in this trade. Oh, here. I was in this trade as well. Got up here, came back down. I just got out for break even, but it just went on up, but I'm glad for that. But it is down a little bit today, but Gary, Johan, and Yasser are still doing well on Southwest Airlines. Google, this is Gary. Gary has 3 put spreads, one expiring on Friday, 1570, 1550. So looks fairly good that this one's going to expire and Gary's going to keep the money. Then we have one out to, oh, both of these are going to expire. Yeah, unless it goes down 200 points in a day, he's good. And then the last one he sold January 29th, 1640. So he's got over about $110 of protection on that one. So nice. It's up today. That's what he wants to see. Teladoc. All right. Frank bought Teladoc here at 182. I can't remember where. That's the price, but I can't remember what day now. Sorry, Frank, but in from 182, it's 230.19. Frank looks to be up on this trade over 20%, almost 21%. PSNL, Johnson had a nice V2 on PSL at 35. It's 40.49, up 1.78%. And so Johnson is up 13.53%. Zoom, Johan took Zoom yesterday. Nice setup. False breakout downside. V1 bullish engulfing bar. Took it at 356.90. It's up 2.97%. It was up probably, I guess, 4% or more, but still he's up about 3%. So nice trade there. Very nice trade. Let me do a little check here for you, Johan, and let's see. Did we reject the 50 RSI today? We did. It got up to 52.08. So it's a little bit, that's a little bit of a worrying sign when it rejected that level. HYLN, Bob bought HYLN at 1577. It's 1730, up 0.29% today, but nicely up on the trade. DKNG keeps going up for Kamal. Kamal bought at 46.20, his first position. He added to this position here. So he is up 15.41% on the first one. And I don't know, I'm just guesstimating here, probably about 4.5% on the second position. So excellent. I know, Kamal, you were fighting with DraftKings there for a little while, but you were right. So I'm done fighting with it. This one's going to go. And it certainly did. NIO, Yas and Frank bought NIO at 46.10. Beautiful higher low V1. And this thing has just been a monster. It's up 0.37%. But Yas and Frank are up approximately over 26% on this trade. Go. All right. Quad and Gary bought Go at 1027. Quad messaged me earlier today, said he got out of the full position right around 1176. So Quad is out, but that's a heck of a trade. Quad and Gary, right about just under 12%. So for both, but Quad is out. So I'm going to take Quad off here now. TAK David. Oh, this one was rude. Got in at 1790, moved up nicely. And in the last couple days, been down. Still up on the trade. Don't know if David took any profits up here. I'm hoping so at this point. Pins. Jatson bought Pins at 71.14 at 73.37. Nicely up on the trade, but it is down 2.26% on the day. FVRR. Jatson bought FVRR at 230. It's 253.64. So this one's up nicely percentage-wise. 9.23%. Beautiful. Down just a little bit, but up over 9% on the day. PLTR. Steve, I'm not sure. No, okay, because yesterday you took a couple off with big profits, but I think this one's still holding, right? For Steve, Morgs, Jatson, Yas, and Johan bought at 26.14 with the 520 cross. It was up beautifully earlier, but has reversed now, down 2.75% there. UGL, Steve bought UGL yesterday at 64.57, I think, based upon GLD bouncing off the 200-day 3 times. 64.34, so slightly down on the trade. Jets. Frank bought a half position of Jets at 22.30. It's basically 22.29, so it's about break even. Was ugly earlier in the day, but recovered. So good to see that. And then lastly, Beyond Meat, Johan. False breakout to the downside. Under 30, over 30. V2. Johan bought at 120.50. It's up 3.56% today. Woo. All right. That was a lot. That was a lot. Hey, Frank has a poem for us. So let me copy this down. Let me paste it on up. And then I will read it. Love Frank's poems. Okay, deep breath. Oh, the story some traders could tell. They'd keep new traders under a spell. Money won, money lost, not to mention the emotional cost. So true. So listen and learn. There's no need for you to get that burn. Man, that's one of the best ever, Frank. Oh, the story some traders could tell. They'd keep new traders under a spell. Money won, money lost, not to mention the emotional cost. So listen and learn. There's no need for you to get that burn. Man, this could be the best one ever. Everyone listen to what Frank's poem's saying, right? Basically, it's saying you don't have to go through the school of hard knocks. Learn from the people who have gone through school of hard knocks and graduated. You do not, there's no need for you to get that burn. If you do everything incorrectly, you will learn, you will internalize it, and then you'll know exactly what this poem is talking about. But, why not learn from somebody who's been through it instead of have to go through it yourself, right? Let's do that. What a great poem, Frank. Holy smokes. That is just amazing. Karen says, love that one, Frank. I agree, man. That's just awesome. Kamal wants to look at Starbucks. Excuse me. Well, it's a false breakout to the downside and a V1 and an under 50 over 50. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Looks like we're holding about support of the second ATR channel. That seems like a Kamal trade to me, right? That seems like a Kamal trade to me. But of course, Kamal, just full transparency, this thing here concerns me a lot, this big down bar. Pat is here. Hello, Pat. Man, SDC down today. I don't know if you've noticed, but I did put the orange line here for you, Pat. That was your 1.5 ATRs from entry. So, if you trade the way I trade, you should be in break-even mode on this. But I think you probably hit a profit target today if you put it up. John says, hey, Greg, thinking STX again. STX. Up 1.66% today. My only thought here, John, I always feel like I'm a buzzkill to everybody, but look, we're coming from a lower low and a rally. I feel like it's a little bit chasey now. What I would really look for is a pullback or a move into the value zone, then try to get a bit of a pullback on a test and go for a higher low V1. People that were fortunate enough to buy here, very likely if you get in, once they start getting any weakness, they will bail. If I bought here, I'd be looking for a place to bail. And a lot of other people are thinking that as well. And so when they bail, it will cause the stock to come back most of the time, right? Or if you really like this, you could just go ahead, buy this, maybe use like the 50-day moving average. Just depends on your goals and your time frame. We're a little bit over halfway of the down bar move, so that's good. Steve says, yes, I'm in PLTR, but we'll exit this reversal candle holds into the close. Okay, that's what I thought. That was my first thought. It's amazing, and everyone else is probably doing this as well, but I'm so calibrated into how Steve trades, how Kamal trades, how a bunch of people trades that I can look at that chart and I'm like, oh yeah, Gary's out of there today. I'm sure of it. Right? I think Kamal and I've done that a couple times where we've looked and go, oh yeah, they'll be out. Steve will be out. You know what I mean? And then every once in a while, somebody surprises me. Okay. Oh, by the way, I do still have a position on Alibaba. If you remember, did I erase it? I sold puts on Alibaba as well. And where did I sell those? I guess I'll have to update my chart. I sold my Alibaba puts at June 18th, 130s. So I'll put them down here. As long as the price stays above 130, then I'll be able to keep all the premium that I sold here. So we'll just mark that. I've been looking to sell more puts. I just have not found anything I really want to sell puts on. Usually when I sell puts, I'm looking for a really good quality stock that's gotten pretty hammered and then stops going down. And then I will sell protection maybe 15, 20, 25, 30% even below that price, while still giving a good premium, because the volatility is increased. You know, with options, price, volatility, and time are what factor into an options price. And when things go down real hard, you as a put seller get paid more because the volatility has increased. Okay. What's VIX doing? Did VIX have a big up move and then back down? Yes, it did. Look at that. Huge up move. My gosh. Huge back up move. Okay. Oh, I haven't even done psychology yet. Okay. Listen, before we start looking at end of day trades, you know, I have some of my favorite people that I follow on Twitter and Facebook. Traders, educators, have a really good depth of the market, especially in market psychology. And here's Anthony Crudell, great trader, great coach. I think he has his own futures trading show. It's a great channel to follow, at Anthony Crudell over on Twitter. Here's Denise Scholl. I don't know if you know who Denise Scholl is, but she wrote Market Mind Games, which is a great book, everyone. It's basically about how you were treated as a child by your parents will affect how you become a trader in your adult stages. Not just that. There's a whole lot of other stuff, but I like Denise Scholl as well. But Anthony's at Anthony Crudell. Let's see. The repeated mistakes we make in our trading are reflections of who we are. Let's think about that for a minute. The repeated mistakes we make in our trading are reflections of who we are. Until we decide that we don't want to be that person anymore, those mistakes will continue to happen. Pretty deep, right? The repeated mistakes we make in our trading are a reflection of who we are. Maybe you're impulsive. Maybe you take stabs at things without a proper setup. Maybe you get out of profitable positions too hard. You know, if that's a repeated pattern, then those mistakes you're making are a reflection of kind of who you are as a person. Until we decide that we don't want to be that person anymore, those mistakes will continue. You know, if things get bad enough or you've had enough of it and you decide that's not going to happen anymore, then that's when you can change into a different person, and that person won't let that happen anymore. So this is a great post. This is a really great post. The repeated mistakes we make in our trading are reflections of who we are. Until we decide that we do not want to be that person anymore, those mistakes will continue to happen. So, you know, go sit in a quiet room. Think about what Anthony has said here. Think about, are there patterns in your trading where you make mistakes, repeated mistakes? If there are, think of that. Okay, well, that's probably part of your personality, and to stop making those mistakes, you have to change that personality. So anyway, love this quote for sure. Anthony Crudell and Denise Scholl. She's a great author, and check out Market Mind Games as well. I love that. I love that book. What do I think of NVIDIA? Nothing very special there, Morgs. I mean, we're range bound. We're inside of yesterday's bar. We've lost this previous high over here. It could continue up, no doubt about it, but I would wait for a pullback into value, sideways motion in V1. All right, Steve is long Facebook at 252.24 after the bounce near the 200. Let's look at Facebook. Oh, I see. All right, let's see how low we got on the RSI level. Oops, about 31.22. But there is a V1 there. We are getting close to that confluence of the negative third ATR channel and the 200-day moving average. That's what Steve was talking about. There is a V1 here. That is a trigger. So good luck on that trade, Steve. All right. I'm going to take TLT off of there. Oh. Well, look, let's just look at TLT. Under 30, over 30. It isn't under 30, over 30. It isn't under the negative third Keltner channel and over the negative third Keltner channel. It's too big of a move for me. It's too big. It's too chasey. So I'm just going to take that one off because that one is on the list. All right, here we go. Buns. Close over the 200-day, holding this higher range. MACD is positive. Holding the 50 RSI. This is all good. It gives a good risk to reward ratio. That's for sure. Let's look at the weekly. We're above the 50-week moving average. We have rejected the 50 RSI on the weekly. We have a lot of resistance here with the 50 and the 100 above. And we've had a lot of under, overs. It went under today and back over, which is good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not thrilled with that, honestly. Siri, well, this is interesting. We rejected the 200-day moving average. We rejected the negative third Keltner channel. We have a V1. It's all pretty good. Gives a good risk to reward ratio, up 3 cents, up 0.51%. Make a big difference if you could get that at the bid instead of the ask. We are under the 200 on the weekly, so I am going to pass on that. SPTN, Spartan Stores, big move up here. But no solid signal for me here whatsoever. It looks pretty range bound at this point. HRC, Hillenbrand's Industry, bounce off the 200-day. Down on the day. I don't like that, so no. TSN is interesting a little bit. It's a higher low V1, although the day one bar looks larger than 1 ATR, and it's 48.82, meaning that at some point today it was already at 50. It's so rejected. So if I was in this for any reason, I would be getting out here. NTNX, I really don't see anything there. Alibaba for the long side, MACD went positive. That's good. It's rejected the 20 EMA and the 250. I could see myself getting long Alibaba, but not here. I'd like to see it pull back, get a higher low V1, V2. That's where I would be interested. And again, I already have a long position in Alibaba with my puts that I sold to 130. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to have to look at UAL here. Okay, it's 52.47 because if this closes below 50, I will get out of half of my position, but it looks like it's holding, so that's good. FDX has got, which is FedEx, really has gotten beat up. My gosh, look at this sustained down move. Holy hamburgers. Looks like we did go under 30, over 30 yesterday. We are up again today, 1%, but yeah, I just don't see anything there that I'm interested in. FCFS, First Cash, under 30, over 30, but that's it. That's not enough. NVO, nice washout of this low, it looks like. Yeah. And a V2. However, there's a huge gap here on this V2. I don't buy gaps on V2s. W, wow. Blast off. Man. Look at this rejection of the 200. That was definitely the place to buy it. But it's too far extended for me. BTI, British American Tobacco, had a V2, but again, it has a big gap. I don't buy big gaps on V2s. XLP, Consumer Staples. That's somewhat interesting to me, actually. Let's see, day one's bar is at close 66.33, so it would have to close above 66.33 in order for me to buy that. But that is somewhat interesting. It's a pretty good risk to reward. I like the rejection of the -1 ATR channel. So I am going to put this over there in the potential candidate. XLU. Higher low V2, it's okay. It's okay. That's a little close to that 1 ATR channel. All this resistance here doesn't mean it can't go up, but I think I like that XLP better. Netflix, nice V2 over the 50-day moving average false breakout. This isn't too bad. You know, I don't think I'd probably use my stop down here halfway the washed out bar. If I got in this trade, I'd probably get out with a close under 50. We do have earnings coming up. Keep that in mind. And Facebook. I think I'm going to wait for Facebook personally. I think I'm going to wait for a rejection of the -3rd ATR channel and the 200. I think that's what I'm going to do. So XLP is kind of what I'm looking at, but that's just, that's just my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. I often am wrong, but I just try to be wrong small is the key. I like on the monthly how XLP is in an uptrend. On the weekly, we are back in the value zone. And yeah, I will buy XLP today, but only if it closes somewhere above 66.33. Otherwise, I won't have any other positions today except for my SPY, of course. $45.56. So it looks like my UAL is good. No profit targets, but it looks like it's good. One sec here. Okay. Okay, so Steve's long Facebook. Steve exited PLTR for a 2.6% loss on the big bearish candle. Okay, noted. I will get that taken care of. Morg says, I got stopped out of PLTR for a 2% loss earlier. Okay. Remind me again, Morgs, at the end there, if you can. Where did my XLP go? Here we go. So this is going to have to close above 66.33 in order for me to get interested here. Yes, Gary, Steve did exit the SPY puts. I believe yesterday. Or the day before. Can't remember now. All right, XLP. It might get there. What's the spread? It's a penny, so that's doable. Oy vey, that's a lot. Let's see. Is that more? Nah, I don't even like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's the one right there. Just waiting to see if XLP will close over, but at the moment it doesn't look like it. Dow just went red. Looks like there's a bit of selling here at the end, so I don't think XLP is going to trigger for me. Looks like UAL is holding the 50, so that's all good. Yeah, so it looks like my only entry today is going to be SPY. Yeah. Okay, good enough. All right, so where did I get filled here today? Overnight SPY trade, 379.79. And by the way, if you're new and you're not sure why I buy the SPY every day at the close and sell it first thing the next morning at the open, I have a video in my lessons playlist on YouTube. Just go to it. I have a whole lesson on exactly why I do that. But I buy the SPY every day right at the close, like you just heard me buy. And then I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. Because over time, from a back testing standpoint, that has been a profitable approach. And ever since I've been using it for a couple of years, it has been positive for me as well. So, all right. Listen, this is the time to tell me about your new entries or exits. We'll get them all taken care of and updated real quick. Just want to remind everybody that I do teach private lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions, 3 hours each. I teach you everything I've learned in my 25 years of experience, teach you everything I've learned from all of my traders and coaches. So I know you'll be a better trader when you get done taking the course. I'm positive of that. So if you are interested, send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And if you do, I'll reply and say, let's set up a Skype call. It's a free call. Just want to learn more about you and your trading and your goals. You can ask me questions about the course. And, when we're done with the call, you can think about it. And if you decide that you want to take it with me, just email me back and we'll get it scheduled. All right. And by the way, the price of the course is going up on February 16th. So, if you book it before February 16th, you'll get it at the old price of $1,000. But I haven't raised the price in 2 years, and I just have so many students and I'm kind of running out of available time. So supply and demand, right? Hope you understand. And then lastly, if you could hit the thumbs up button for me today, that would be great. I would really, really appreciate that. Helps build the channel, helps YouTube know that there's some valuable content. So if you did, if you have been enjoying the channel or you found something helpful today, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be really great. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look. So let's get Steve taken care of. Facebook. All right, so Steve bought Facebook at, where did it go? 252.24. $252.24. With that bounce near the third Keltner channel and the 200-day moving average. Steve. Okay. Exited PLTR. So we're taking, all right, we'll take Steve off with that bearish candle. 520 cross. Yas is also out of PLTR. Morg's got out of PLTR. Kamal is in Starbucks. I knew that was coming. That was a Kamal special. I know my traders and their trades. Okay. David, out of TAK, just above entry, small gain. Perfect. We all know large wins are acceptable. Small wins are acceptable. Break-even trades are acceptable. Even small losses are acceptable in the profitable equation. And Gary's exit there fell into the positive equation category. So congratulations, good trade. AMD, Gary is out. I think everyone's out of AMD now. Okay. Out of there. Out of SPY puts. I think I actually had already taken you off there. Yes, I have. Out of 1/2 of Lily. So you've got a quarter left. All right. So let's say out of 3/4. Johnson is out of Ulta. All right. Good trade, Johnson. We were in that one for a minute, weren't we? Johan is out of PLTR. Good to see everybody keeping their winners and getting out with these reversal bars and with losses. Like a proud father over here looking at this. Oh, Johnson is in Baba. Sorry about that. I missed that. Okay. Frank is out of Jets flat and stopped out of snap. Okay. So out of Jets flat. And stopped out of snap. See how he made that a poem as well? Flat and snap. Get it? Okay. Where is snap? Where is the snap? There's space. Okay. I'm losing it. I can't see anything. Let's see. I know I had snap on here. Okay, out at flat. Excellent, Frank. Way to keep those losses small. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I have Jatin and David still in PLTR. Pat is out of SDC. Okay, I don't blame you, Pat. Good profitable trade, though. Congratulations. Big, ugly reversal bar, V1 to the downside. So, yep, that definitely makes sense to me as an option. Gary says, thanks, Steve. Should have exited yesterday, but my position size was less than 1% of my account, so not a terrible loss. Quad says, good afternoon, Greg and group. Late to the party. Hey, good trade, Quad, on, I forgot what it was, but I took you off of it at the top, like you mentioned to me. Lova says, the lessons are great. It will make V1, V2, profit targets, ATRs, value zones all make sense. Yeah, I can imagine if you don't know what it is and you hear me talk about all this stuff, it seems like gibbledy-gook, right, or whatever. But V1s are such a hugely important part of my trading. I mean, like my trading revolves around them, even whether it's a deep dip buy or whether it's whatever. You know, my coach, my teacher, Kerry Lavorne, who taught me V1s, V2s, he will not take any trade ever, unless it has a V1 or V2. That's how much he believes in V1s and V2s. Okay, and I did not buy XLP, by the way. Yeah, it was GoGo. That's right. Yep. And I took you off there. Let's see. I think somebody else. Yeah. I took you off, put you right up here. It was near the top, right? Quad? That was a great trade, Quad. That was a nice little signal there, Gary. Gary has that trade as well. Yeah, nice little higher low V1 rejection of the 50. MACD was positive. You know, if you take any trade, everybody, if you're looking at two different stocks and you have the exact same V1 or V2, and one has negative MACD and the other has positive MACD, which one are you going to take, right? You're going to take the V1 that has MACD when it happens, just like here. It's just another, it's just another bit of edge in your trading, because positive MACD means that it's it has positive momentum. And so, that's why I always go through and try to look at my entries and see how many combinations or confluences of indicators there are. So, again, if you have two stocks and you have a higher low V1 in both of them, but one of them does not have positive MACD and the other does, considering it's still not too high or up against resistance levels. Yeah. I remember when you guys told me about that. I remember thinking, yeah, I kind of like that. I didn't like it because the price of the stock, but yeah, he's laughing now, right? Okay, I got you in 1176. That's pretty good without knowing, right? All right, let's go over, see what's happening after hours. Anything interesting? Baba's up 30 cents. Dow Jones is up 14 cents. Russell's up 20 cents. Q's up 20 cents. SPY's up 33 cents. Good start to the overnight SPY. We'll see UAL, boo, down 3 cents. And VIX down 6 cents. Gary said, I hit a few profit targets on GoGo, but still have good position size. All right, so it looks like the board got paired a little bit today. We had some additions, we had some subtractions. Okay, so I have a full position in UAL. I got 44.11 and 43.63, so let's average that out. 44.11. Oops. 44.11 plus 43.63 divided by 2. 43.87 is my average price now. Guess I could have just looked at my screen. All right, so that's my average price because I bought that. And, I say that a lot. If it goes up and comes back, I'm going to exit, or I'm going to add my second position. But again, I only bought half yesterday, but when it came back down here, I got a good intraday trade. So it put me average in the trade 43.87. Full position now. Okay. Any other questions? Any other updates? If so, let me know. I think I got everybody taken care of as far as their new entries or exits. Dan says, smash the like button. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. And yeah, if you like today's podcast, I really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. But congratulations, everyone, on your trades. I mean, these are phenomenal trades that I see all of you have. I mean, just unreal. Just unreal. And what I'm most proud of and happy to see is that rarely do I see any of you holding on to losses. And it's so important. I see you holding on to gains like champions of champions. But as far as holding on to losses, I don't see it. And I'm so glad to see that, because that's what's going to mess you up right there. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that, bud. So where did we end up then? Did we end up green? No, Dow ended down 8. up 56 basically, and S&P up 8.65. So not a lot here. Overnight SPY trade is what I have. I have my little oil trade going on, UAL, and I do have BABA still with the puts that I sold, which is bullish. So you can see on Alibaba today we had a MACD crossover. Maybe that's maybe what pushed Johnson over the edge to buy it. An excellent trade, Kamal. My gosh, on INSG. Look at this. You guys getting an idea of how Kamal trades? He buys very close to the low of the range, and if he loses, he gets out quickly, because that's his superpower, being able to get out of a trade quickly and adhering to his stops. And if he's right, it's asymmetrical, right? If he's wrong, he's maybe wrong a couple percent, but if he's right, he can be right 2, 6, 8, 10% on some of his trades. That's the key to trading. Keeping those losses small, buying at support, being able to hold on to winners, which Kamal is excellent at. Johan says, have a great hike, Greg. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. Good trading today, bud. Really good. So, excuse me. Please go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile, a wave, a hello. Just help them out if you can. Just be pleasant. And also, if you run across an animal, give them a little love too. Give them a little bit of kindness. They will appreciate it. Both the human and the animal would appreciate it. And if we did that every day, the world would be a better place. So I always like to leave you off with that. So that's it. I'm going to go outside. It's cold, but I am going to go hike, and then I'm teaching tonight. So Timothy, if you're listening, looking forward to our lesson. Love it says, feels like a team atmosphere here. That could be why so many here don't hold on to losses. Being in the group helps the mindset of following the rules. That is a really good point, Lova, and I hope that's the case. I hope, because then you feel like a total outsider if you're breaking the rules, right? And people in this group follow the rules. They adhere to good trading principles, and whether it's contagious or not, I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing on my end. So good going, everyone. So, all right. Well, listen, have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, have some fun, do some good things. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Happy hiking. Lovis says, when we're alone, we question ourselves. Stuff like paralysis by analysis happens. That's true. I never thought of that. That makes me feel better about the podcast already, Lova. So, okay, that's it for me, everyone. Take care. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. An excellent poem today, Frank. That was just 5 stars. I love that poem. So, got to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit, No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.